and we're going to do some fairy gnome gardens, and I thought that you might like to join us. I've got to spruce up this corner here. I've got quite a few containers to put our fairy gardens things in, and I thought I'd show you how I go about doing that. Maybe we could have some fun. So I'll be right back with you. So I've got some things out here to help us out with sprucing up this corner. I brought out some verbena flowers and a lot of different pieces of gnome and fairy garden items that I've gotten either at the dollar store or Michael's, and I'll tell you which one I put them in. And we're going to have some water out here to water in the plants as we put them in. And I've got some dianthus down there and some mini snapdragons and Vika ivies, and we're going to transplant some trees that I have over here in this barrel here. I had planted earlier in the season. I had planted these trees and bushes, and this was full of fairy garden stuff, but it grew up over them really quickly in a matter of weeks. So I'm going to redo that and take out some of these trees and plant them in the other containers and fill that back in with fairy garden pieces that you can see. So, and we're going to do the hanging baskets with the gnome and fairy gardens, so it all goes together. So I'll be right back with you. First thing I want to do is make sure all of our containers have dirt. Quite a few of them already do. These hanging baskets need some dirt. We're going to put some Miracle-Gro potting mix in them, and we're going to start out by doing that. So I'll be right back with you as soon as I get that done. Next thing I need to do is take a couple of these. These were fairy garden trees that I got at Lowe's, and they won't get very big. This is probably the biggest I'll get, but I need to take a couple out so that I can put my fairy garden pieces in there and have it look like a fairy garden, because it's just taking up too much room. So I'm going to take those right out so you get the whole root right there. It's real easy to get out. And I'm going to take that little fairy garden bush and put it in down here in this container. I want to put it kind of towards the middle or towards the back so the fairy garden pieces can be seen around it. And I'll water that in before I'm done with everything. That's in there good. I guess it opens up a lot of space in this one here. And then I'm going to take this one out over here. And I want to take that one and put it down in this pot. Kind of on the side, because I'm going to put some flowers in this one too. So I've got those transplanted out of here. Gives us a lot more room to put the fairy garden pieces in. I might even take this piece out here too. I think we'll take this piece out here too. It's kind of getting buried there. And put it down here. These are all these pieces that I'm working with are fairy garden pieces. I'll put this out more in the front. They're grown and made especially for fairy gardens. A lot of nurseries carry those, and these ones came from Lowe's. So I've got those in, and I've got a lot more room now in this garden. I've got the height in the back, and I've got the medium-sized one in the middle, and then the flat ground cover one in the front. And this to give us room to put our pieces back in there. So what I want to do over here with these two hanging baskets is I want to give them some flowers. Not too many, because I want to have room to put the fairy garden pieces in there too. So I have some verbena that I have been growing on the patio. And I thought they would look really pretty in one of these. So I'm just going to flip it like that and get it going down in here in this hanging basket all the way to the back. Gave it a little bit of room. And like I said, I'll make sure to water those ends at the end. But that gives us a little bit of room to put some fairy garden pieces. Now that may overgrow and you have to take out your fairy garden pieces, but for now you have a little fairy garden. And those look really pretty in there. And then I want to take and put some dianthus in the other one. I've just been growing these from the little tiny ones that you get. I want to make sure that's good and level with the soil at the top. And so far that's how those will be. Now I thought that we would put some mini snapdragons over here in this tall container. I wanted to have a little bit of color, so I thought we'd put some mini snapdragons in there. These will get taller. There's just a few of them. Give it some color in there. And then, now that everything has a flower, and I think we're going to put the golden piece, let it hang off one of those hanging baskets. The one with the smaller amount of flowers. That'll be a really pretty contrast. So I'm going to stop with the flowers for a moment and put in some of the fairy garden pieces, and then maybe go back and add some more flowers depending on where we end up. So I've got these pieces here that I got at Michael's and Dollar Tree. All these pieces came from either Michael's or Dollar Tree. This one came from Michael's. I think it was $6. It was 60% off. And I wanted to use that in the big barrel for height. We needed one with height. So I wanted to see if we could figure out how to put that in there. These are all, you know, outdoor pieces that aren't going to get hurt if it rains on. So there's also this little piece here with the fairies swinging. This came from Michael's, and that would be really cute next to the teapot. in that one. And then the gnome garden, I wanted to do gnomes in the hanging baskets. Since they're going to hang side by side, I thought that would be cute. Give them some little homes. These came from the Dollar Tree. The little gnomes came separate. I attached those to the little houses. And just get those in there like that. They add a lot of color too. Then I want to make sure to add the mushrooms. The mushrooms are a great feature for the gardens, especially the gnome gardens, in my opinion. And then down here, we can go down to the tall one, and it needs some fairy garden pieces. Give it some houses with this little snapdragon. I had brought these blue marbles out here for a water feature, if I needed a water feature for one of them. I haven't come across where I want to put a water feature yet, but if you do in yours, these make a really pretty sparkly water feature. Use your flat marbles, which you should already have on hand if you're making the gnomes. And the truck is one of my favorite things that Dollar Tree had this year for fairy gardens. And actually, I was so worried that I wasn't going to find them at my Dollar Tree that I had a friend from Texas mail me 3 sets of these so that I would make sure I had them. That was really a big favor, and I appreciated that she did that. And I think is where I'll put the truck. It's coming right up the hill right here. When I water them, I'm going to wash off this little bit of dirt that's on them. And I've got 2 trucks to place if I want to use them both. And then I might put one down here in the tall. So you can see them a lot better in there. I want to put a couple more houses in and then some little pieces. This pot down here definitely needs some houses in it. And I think some fairies in. I'm testing it out here to see if I think we could put a little pond in this one. Put a couple little fairies in there that live in the little house. And I think we'll put a little water feature right here. Use those marbles in this one, some of the marbles. Maybe a little welcome sign in this one next to the house. I'm probably moving too fast for the camera here. And then over here, I think we'll put a little welcome sign. Welcome signs are really big in Gnome and Fairy Gardens. They have welcome on everything. And then put some of the blue marbles in the one over here. And the fairies are overlooking the little pond. Actually, I have a snail. A couple snails and a snail with a frog that we'll put in this one too, by the water. When it rains and I water it, it'll water that pond down in a little bit better. I think we'll get these hanging baskets hanging again, and I'll be right back with you. These hanging up now, and we've got everything pretty much how we want it. You've seen most of what we did. I think the only thing I did that I didn't have on camera was I added some verbena to the end pot down there that has the water feature. It needed some more color in the back, so I added some verbena to that. I wanted to add a vinca ivy in the back of this one. This one has 2 plants, and this one only had 1. So I want this one to trail down too. So I'm going to put this vinca ivy in here if I have room. And you're going to probably have to move around your fairy garden stuff as the things grow. Let's take this down for a minute. Put it over here on the tarp so I can get to it. That'll trail down nice. Give it some more height in the back. There. So this is a real cute corner to have in my backyard, to have all my fairy gardens. I've been doing fairy gardens for about 7 or 8 years now, and I would really miss not having my fairy garden set up. I do have an artificial fairy garden that just has silk plants in it on my patio, but these will be my live fairy gardens out here. The last thing I have to do is grab my watering can and water everything in. Can you look at a back shot of what this looks like from a distance? We're just going to water everything in. And when it rains, it doesn't disturb anything at all. It just rains real nice onto this stuff, and looks just as pretty when it's done raining. So that's how they all look. These hanging basket ones are really cute. And I hope you get out and get your gardening done. I hope you got some ideas today. And I appreciate you coming and spending the time with us. If you like us, give us a like. And if you want to see some more videos like this, subscribe. Thanks for coming.